Hello and welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me. My name is Wilkie and I'm here with the next Kritika online guide. This one is specifically tailored towards people who are about to hit 65 or who just freshly reached 65 in Kritika Online and now they are in Starhenge. And this is also because I do get this question quite often. What should you do? What should I do? Because farming on easy takes forever and there's not much I can do. So I'll be giving you a few tips and tricks and give you some insight and information on what you should be focusing on, especially in terms of gear and a few things like that. So first and foremost, before I actually start giving you information about dungeons and what to farm, don't be afraid to ask for help, especially if you're fresh level 65 with like 9,000, 10,000 CR, because you're not going to be able to clear everything alone unless you run it on easy. If that's your thing, you can do it. That's a very valid way, but if you want to progress into higher difficulties, and some quests will require you to do that, you should not be afraid to ask for help. The easiest way, obviously, is to ask in your guild. If you don't have one, I highly suggest joining one. Ask around in your friend list, or just ask around in front of the portal. Just be polite about it, and remember, nobody in the game is obligated to help you. A lot of people who are there are AFK. I am also very guilty of that. So there might be a lot of people who are simply AFK, or people already have a full party, or they're farming something specific because they still have RP. So there might not always be somebody available, so just keep that in mind whenever you're asking about help. Anyways, so you're in Starhenge. The first thing I highly suggest you're doing when you're in Starhenge is do the quests in Starhenge. That will net you a level 60 legendary weapon, which is very, very useful. One piece of armor, I think it was chest or legs. It doesn't matter which one of those two you choose. And the last one should give you an enhanced material box, which is quite helpful on your way. After you've done that, you'll be presented with these red exclamation marks on the minimap, and those are Starhenge dailies. As you can see, I did not accept them, and these are super important. Do them every day, even if you just do them on normal or easy hell, it doesn't matter, do them. The reason you want to do them every day, no matter what the difficulty is, first of all, you're gonna get keystone fragments, which you will then make into keystones, which you then can use to make Starhenge legendaries. And you will also receive Ether Force. And Ether Force is used to boost your character even further. By pressing K, at the top you have the skill tab and the Ether Force tab. And what I highly recommend doing, especially as a new player, dump all of your Ether Force into attack. That's the best way to put it at the very beginning. Afterwards, as I said, just do the dailies. And like I said, the difficulty does not matter. Just do them every day, even on easy if you don't have a party, because the quest rewards itself are independent from the difficulty. Now, the next thing is always go to Cerulean, buy the daily Starhenge chest, and if you can, buy the 300 reappraisal scrolls. So, you're basically done with Starhenge quests and dailies. What else are you gonna do now? Because there might not be a party around and you don't feel like farming Starhenge on easy. Especially as a fresh level 65, what I highly recommend doing is you should have, depending on your RNG, depending on how many dungeons you farmed and things like that, you should have around 250, maybe 300 of these so-called certain challenge ladders. These are located in your crafting inventory tab. And what these do, in case you did not use them yet, is these will always trigger an intrusion spawn in your dungeon. And this is very, very, very useful in Xanadu, especially if you run Skyship with an intrusion party. And the reason for that is not only does the intrusion boss drop red boss souls, but you'll also be rewarded with a chest which contains very, very useful items, as well as another chance to get a legendary item. These chests you get from the intrusion will always contain the same items. This one in particular is a tier 3 or level 3 intrusion chest. And as you can see here, the contents, those are very, very decent contents, especially the Kagerfield badges. The resurrection stones are always handy as well. But most importantly, 2 Kaggerfeld badges, the durability, the stability hammer, and the reappraisal scrolls. These are vitally good drops you can get from Intrusion. So other than that, you're basically done with farming Xanadu or Starhenge and you're out of RP. What else you can do then is, or should do in my opinion, is do your daily dungeons, because gems are so damn important and so easy to get, and they will boost your CR so easily and so efficiently. So I definitely recommend doing that. I did make a guide about my daily routine, so if you want to, you can check that one out. But generally, I just want to talk about a bit of gearing, items, and equipment, or how to do things, what to focus on when you're fresh 65. Obviously, very straightforward. Get the Starhenge thingy and upgrade it to plus 13 as you can, because there's the enhancement transfer option, and that will allow you to transfer enhancements from your tier 6 items to your tier 7 items, and tier 7 is the current maximum. That's our Starhenge legendary tier. So don't be afraid to enhance equipment, but only enhance your weapon and accessories that are tier 6. Don't go enhancing your shoddy gloves, don't go enhancing your poop helmet. Most importantly, don't do what I did. I just randomly upgraded my pieces to plus 4. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Like, this is very far down the ladder of enhancement and upgrading. Don't do that. What you should focus on is your weapon and then your accessories if they are tier 6. If they aren't tier 6, get them to like plus 4, plus 5 and leave them there. Don't spend any more resources on that. You're gonna regret that later. Especially stick and keep onto your hammers and mainly upgrade your weapon. And if you have the tier 6 accessory from the quest, hopefully the ring, which is pretty much the best item you can get, upgrade that one as high as possible as well. Other than that, I talked about the gems, and now since we have the accuracy nerf, precision sapphires are a thing. But most importantly, get the irresistible rubies. Get the tier 3 ones, they are very easy to get. It's probably gonna take 2 or 3 days of dailies if you're really unlucky, and you should have enough of them to stock at them into all of your pieces of equipment. You go to the Soul Gem Forge and you put them in, and the best part about these gems is you can always take them out. Like, I can go there, and even if I change equipments, so let's say I'm gonna get new shoes, so I'm just gonna remove that soul gem and put them into my new shoes. So you're never gonna lose these gems, and it's just a constant progress towards your CR. So definitely always do that. And the last thing I want to talk about is appraising. Now, I know I said in one of the other videos, don't appraise or don't waste resources on low level gear. However, let's see, like if you have only shitty stats on your weapon or anything, and if you don't keep any of the stats, one reroll is gonna cost you 40 scrolls. So what I suggest doing is reroll once or twice, maybe 3 times, and if you get 1 or 2 good stats on an item, leave it at that. Don't go too overboard, because you're gonna need a lot of those reappraisal scrolls later on once you get your Starhenge stuff. But before that, you do need somewhat decent gear in order to start progressing. So what I suggest doing is, especially on your sword and ring, because there's 5 good stats you can get, if you get 2 or 3 good stats, that's more than enough. Leave it at that and just keep on progressing through the game. Alright, this is pretty much it, really. This is all I can give you. I know after the recent update, there is a pretty hard, or pretty much a brick wall on Moss basically built up there. And I know it's kind of frustrating, because now you probably have to farm easy or normal. But the only thing that I have to finally say is, you have to keep farming. Even if you just do those dungeons on easy or normal, it's steady and slow progress. Because if you don't farm at all, you're never gonna get forward, you're never gonna improve your gear. So keep on farming, even if it's tedious, and even if you can't join these horrendously high CR parties like 80k plus for extreme, that's something you're not going to be reaching within a day or two. But if you keep playing the game, give it a week, or I'd say at max 2 weeks, and if you constantly do your dailies, farm out your P, that's probably like 2 to 3 hours every day, you should be on a very good way to improve your gear, and within like 2 weeks, you should easily have 50, 60k CR plus, and then you're pretty much good to go and progress into harder difficulties in Starhenge. Anyways, this is all I can give you about farming. That's as I said, this is all. If there's anything else, feel free to let me know. And as usual, hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.